tonight's show, we'll be putting the fear of God into you with some of the most hair-whitening video games on release.
Pull open the curtains, tape your eyelids wide open, and get out from behind the couch, you big wuss.
Made for 30 grand, the Blair Witch Project took 160 million quid at the box office. But it doesn't stop there. We take a look at the video game spin-off from the hit horror flick.
We'll also be previewing the much-talked-about Timesplitters for the PlayStation 2.
And finally, we get all gothic with our own macabre experiment.
Come on, girl! Spit it out!
But first, here's Alex with the ass-clenching Alien Resurrection.
If the last time you shat yourself was when you were in nappies, then prepare for the return of the turtle head. Alien Resurrection, the scariest piece of interactive fiction to escape from the cinema projection booths, is here to move you. The game's inspiration is the disappointing fourth Alien film, but it does manage to recall some of that Ridley Scott magic. Resurrection is set 200 years from the last installment, continuing Ripley's impossible ability to thwart the afterlife for yet another E.T. encounter. Against your will, you're jerked back from the hereafter by a snot-nosed white lab coat because you are the only chick that can save the world. Again. But fate worse than death, you've got alien blood coursing through your veins, thanks to a KY-jellied one-night stand with the head honcho, the femme fatale, the queen bee. And the dude with the PhD wants you to make more of them. They've spent the past 2 centuries fiddling around with your DNA, and until Ripley number 8 didn't quite get it right. So littered around the alien-infested spaceship Betty are malformed, grotesque yous. In an inspired level, you've got to track down numbers 1 through 7 and blow yourself away. The plot is everyday bacon and eggs. The thing that saves this game from rotten sandwiches is virtual insanity. From the heart-thumping dual-shock rumbling of your near-dead body at the outset to the blood-curdling screams that follow you endlessly through the apparently empty corridors, this is the most filmic title released on any platform ever. The smart bastards at Fox Interactive got the scripting, execution, and timing just right. But they made it really hard. The DualShock pad isn't quite good enough, though they have made a pretty good stab at recreating the keyboard-mouse marriage. However, the publishers still recommend that you get the PlayStation mouse. But they would, because that's an extra 20 quid in their pocket for a useless piece of kit. Ow! But if you're still keen to get your mitts on Sigourney or think you're hard enough to wrestle with this extremely difficult game, then Alien Resurrection is out for your PlayStation on the 24th of November. Oh, you disgusting bitch! Next up, Emily and Boo fill us in on the latest gaming news.
Who says the PlayStation 2 is going to conquer the heart and the wallet of the console-buying generation?
While Sony have botched up their US launch, underproviding the shops by a whopping 500,000 units, Sega are slotting into the world market's open disk drive with a few plans of their own.
Given that the PlayStation 2's DVD playback has already been questioned by aficionados
and openly mocked by reviewers,
the announcement of a Dreamcast bundle might make a dent in a few Christmas bonuses this year.
From next week, you can spend your 300 quid on a top-range DVD player, a brand new online Dreamcast, the mental Jojo Rocket, and vouchers for hundreds of DVD movies.
In real life, the DVD player alone would set you back 300 quid. Prepare to poo in your boots because Resident Evil is coming to town.
Originally to be directed by schlock god George Romero, the king of the Dawn of the Day of the Night of the Living Dead, it's now been demoted to Mortal Kombat director Paul Anderson.
He's going to lead the public through a terrifying story of a military task force battling to save the planet after a supercomputer turns a bunch of lab coat-wearing 98-pound weaklings into flesh-eating zombies. The stuff the dreams are made of. And expect it to lurch into a cinema near you come Halloween 2001.
But if you can't wait that long to watch the interactive screen come to life on celluloid, then pistols at the ready, because everyone's favourite gaming wench is about to bust out of Hollywood.
Angelina Jolie is padding up and bulking down to take on the role of Lara Croft in Paramount's version of Tomb Raider.
Word has it that Lady Croft will be in search of Alexander the Great's shattered mask once she puts all the pieces back together again.
After trekking to Iceland and Cambodia,
you can expect Indiana Jones-style demons and danger by the crypt load.
The film company is so desperate to keep everything under wraps that any press pictures have to be taken on the sly.
Also putting in an appearance is Angelina's dad, Mr. John Voight himself. He's playing Lara's pup. But if that isn't enough of an all-star cast, then All Saints Natalie Appleton's daughter Rachel is playing wee baby Lara.
Well, let's hope she has more acting talent than her mother.
Oh, meow.
Anyway, the imaginatively titled Tomb Raider the Movie will be out in cinemas next summer.
Next up, Emily delves deep into a rather exciting PlayStation 2 title, Timesplitters.
Schlock Horror is about to land on the new console with a bump that sounds strangely like a man beating a pillow with a toilet plunger. Anyway, this new PlayStation 2 title, Timesplitters, has enough character-driven B-movie badness to turn even John Waters into a crybaby. With tears of joy, naturally, because it's brought to you by the same team of developers that created GoldenEye on the Nintendo. What a pedigree. Set over a 100-year period in multifarious time zones, you must defeat the mutant Timesplitters who are threatening to take over humanity by changing the course of history. The game seems perfectly normal in the early stages of each level. Yes, you'll have to shoot down copious amounts of enemies with an impressive artificial intelligence, lurking around corners, waiting to fire, and retreating when you return the compliment. But it isn't until you get to the inner sanctum of the level and are about to achieve the mission objective before returning to the start point that you're faced with the leprous Timesplitters themselves. Each time zone has its own heroes, complete with appropriate attire and weaponry. Meet Detective Harry Tipper, your classic 70s superfly cop. And of course, my personal favourite, Olga Strom, 90s girl and fully mobile. Uh-huh. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hang on. Yeah, give me 5. Okay, I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
The multiplayer is where this game really comes into its own. Although a split screen is a pain, you're not really going to complain when up to 4 of you are all round the one TV, having it out quite styly. The controls are really effective and you get just about the same manoeuvrability as keyboard and mouse using the PlayStation analog sticks. There's also laser sighting, essential for blowing the skulls off ghoulies, with a zoom in and out facility. Now, if you aren't quite wetting your pants yet at the prospect of getting your hands on this game, wait till you hear about the map maker. Developers Free Radical Design have been thoughtful enough to include a facility that allows you to build your own levels. There are 16 building blocks that you can piece together as you please, then cloak them in 5 different designs. Each design gives you a vastly different look to your basic level layout. Although Timesplitters isn't going online in the immediate future, it undoubtedly won't be long. Then you'll be able to post up your own maps and be the best fragger in time. Timesplitters will have even PC heads salivating because it's got everything a great game should. It's got gameplay, originality and humour by the blood bucket loads. Console kids have come of age and it's out with the PlayStation 2 on November 24th. Boof.
Yes, it's time now to take a look at this week's top 5. Last week we gave you our top 5 fishy moments in a video game.
This time we're going to delve into the darker side of button bashing.
Oh yes, here's our festering selection of the gnarliest video games ever.
At number 5, it's not the scariest of the bunch, but the Resident Evil series is such a classic zombie fest, it remains close to our blood-stained chests. A finely tuned mix of puzzles, shooting, suspense-ridden tension, and chilling music, this baby has got it all. From admirable triple whammy decapitations to genuine fear effects as tongue-whipping mutant ladies take you by surprise. Resident Evil 2 is one classic knee-trembler.
In 4th place is the cold, bleak, moody Silent Hill. This game drips with cinematic style. There are dead ends everywhere. The town is desolate. Dwarf-like creatures are eating your ankles. Appropriately freaky off-key nursery rhymes mess with your head, and convulsing demonic nurses lead towards 5 different endings. This is dark.
In 3rd place, we've got Shadow Man. Set between the living and dead dimensions, this little number has one complex plot, replete with close encounters of the serial killer kind. This game embraces all that's sick and mystifying, from splurting gore to voodoo.
Coming in 2nd is Alien vs Predator, sci-fi horror with a multiple personality count. This game cleverly manipulates your mind using a labyrinth of claustrophobic corridors, frustrating camera angles and monsters which really do come out from nowhere.
But the number 1 chiller of all time is Alone in the Dark. This masterwork of suspense was scaring the pants off PC gamers way before Resident Evil. Superbly designed with pure heart in throat-jumpy moments, this really is one you probably shouldn't play alone in the dark. Expect number 4 out next year.
Well, we've had loads of entries in our search for Britain's Ultra Geek.
And this week we were most impressed with Ken's.
Retro fan Ken is right up there as public geek number 1.
Not only did he send us a snap of himself wearing the jumper his mum knitted him, complete with his own gaming designs taken from the ZX Spectrum,
But he also thinks that Doom was a cheap copy of 3D Monster Maze on the ZX81.
Now, just to underline and italicize his ultra geekiness, Ken's designed a website just for this competition.
Find the address at our website and our Geek Watch page.
Respect goes out to the Kens, even though he went way over the word limit. He has shown us the stuff of a true geek. If you think you can top that,
then send us your entries to our website. Address is coming up, and don't forget, you only get 50 words to tell us what a geek you are.
And a couple of weeks ago, we asked you which of the high-kicking, below-the-belt, punching PlayStation 2 beat-em-up titles should be crowned King of the World.
Would it be the old veteran Tekken Tag Tournament, or could it be the young, flashy...
And fleshy.
Yes, and fleshy Dead or Alive 2?
Well, we can reveal that the winner is... Dead or Alive 2.
by a single vote.
And in our other up-to-the-minute bleeding edge poll of the top 50 games of all time, the classic Elite is currently shooting 7 shades of Thargoid out of everything else.
If you think that's a load of pap and that you know better, whip over to our website at www.forlater.com/bits and tell us what you think should be number 1.
Join us after the break for a soiled lump of this.
We're here! Welcome back to Bits.
It's not working.
Coming up, we'll be getting so scared in movie byproduct Blair Witch at Rustin Parr Volume 1.
We'll be getting all sticky in our bloody gaming challenge.
But first, dig out your dirty money, because it's this week's Shop Shelf.
Cancel your friends, family and social occasions. The latest in the Command & Conquer series is upon us. Red Alert 2 maintains the old style, combining pre-rendered video clips and strategic point-and-clicky gaming, but just dressed up in new clothes. Prepare to defend, train and conquer in an updated and still somehow extremely popular game. It's out on PC now.
And for the pacifist strategist, Cultures offers a more peaceful alternative. It's a run-of-the-mill settlers type of game with lands to be cultivated, resources to be gathered, and enemies to fend off. Out on PC right now.
In the US, they like everything real. Real men, real guns, and the gritty reality of Ultimate Fighting Championship. It's a no-holds-barred fighting event where burly blokes beat the shit out of each other. For real. On your Dreamcast.
A top buy if you suffer from the big car small dick syndrome. Ferrari 355 Challenge Passione Rosso on the Dreamcast gets you behind the wheel of a shiny red Ferrari. Possibly a wet dream to drive, but it's not really going to help you pull now, is it? Whoop-de-doo! The Who Wants to Be a Millionaire phenomenon has burrowed its way into our PCs, PlayStations and Dreamcasts. You too can experience a thrilling and intimate head-to-head with Chris Tarrant.
You could have walked away. You didn't. You've now got £8,000.
There's hours of him here, as well as 50-50, Ask the Audience and even Phone a Friend. How did they manage that? Oh, that one's B. No, C, B, A?
You've now got £32,000.
The Blair Witch Project, a revolutionary simulation of fear or clever marketing scam on the internet. Whether you loved it or loathed it, the film was a huge success and did for camping out in the woods what Psycho did for taking a shower. But how do you make a game out of a film where nothing really happens?
I get the feeling that something even larger is at work here.
You may be glad to hear that the snivelling Heather Donahue and her two hopeless sidekicks are nowhere to be found, so no twats wasting everyone's time by chucking away that all-important map. Instead, Blair Witch the game comes in 3 parts, each unfolding historical events described in the film's backstory. The first story is based around Rustin Parr, the lonely loon who lived in the woods. It's 1941 and Rustin has confessed to murdering 7 children. He is claiming that the Blair Witch instructed him to take these innocent lives, so you've been sent to investigate. Based on the Nocturne engine, you may recognise some of Nocturne's characters, primarily a posh bit of skirt named Elspeth Doc Holliday, who's now fully playable and gets the lead role in Blair Witch Volume 1. Running on female intuition, this game is more about logic and investigation than a free-for-all frag fest. It has to be said, the strengths of this game, like the film, all lie within its clever manipulation of atmosphere and the sense that you're being watched. This is a lonely, cold, dark experience, so don't expect to be thrilled, but do expect to pop off for just one more cup of tea more than, well, just the once. Childlike moans whisper from the black woods, flashes and shadows catch your eye, and fingernails eerily scrape at the door. The whole town is adequately paranoid, and somehow the game is at once claustrophobic and aimless at the same time. But where's the bloody witch? If you're looking for closure and a convenient Hollywood conclusion, look elsewhere. This game is just as ambiguous as the film. Of course, it's precisely the intangible elusiveness of her nature which secures her in your mind. However, it seems the developers felt they needed to include loads of other stuff to hunt, track and kill, or the game would get boring, understandably. So there's loads of somewhat misplaced monsters to find and shoot. Once in the woods, this is a slightly difficult maze to navigate, and whether it's supposed to reflect the film's terrifying sense of being utterly lost, I'm not sure.
What does he look like?
He's brown.
Well, could you be more specific?
La 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 la.
Well, he's got soft fur.
Dull, 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 dull.
Keep an eye out for him.
I was more into figuring stuff out and getting into the whole small town paranoia thing. Blair Witch Rustin Parr is out to buy now, with Volume 2, The Legend of Coffin Rock, out on Friday. The third in the series takes us straight back to the 18th century origins of the whole story and is coming out in the shops on the 24th of November. Yes. Time now for something mucky.
Football, sweaty, chunky thighs. Skateboarding, scabby knees. Skydiving, windy. But video gaming, sore thumbs. Oh.
Okay, so it's not exactly a dirty sport. We thought we would mucky it up a bit.
Now, you may dig on-screen carnage, but can you stomach getting down and dirty for real?
So we've got a couple of fresh-faced, squeaky clean gamers for us to sell. Nice. What's your name and what do you do?
My name's Pete and I'm a PC engineer.
Pete, and you're a PC engineer. Fantastic. And you?
I'm Ricky and I'm a web designer.
And are you ready to get filthy?
Certainly am.
Yep.
All right, boys, your challenge this evening is to see which of you can actually get through our sticky assault course. And here is what you gotta do.
Starting at this bath of blood, we want you to get in there head first and bite out a limb.
Then we want you to take your appendage in your mouth over here where I'll blindfold you, spin you around, and you can play a good old-fashioned game of pin the limb to the zombie.
And then come over here and I want to see those tongues ready because you've got to lick off all the blood from this poor fella's face.
Finally, we want you to get yourself a gun and have a quick round of Ghoul Panic.
The first to complete the course or shoot as many ghouls as they can is the winner. And get them! Get those limbs! Bite! I want to see bitage going on. I've got... Oh, they're fighting! The little vampires! The dirty little vixens! I cannot believe this. And the first one to reach the pin the limb on the zombie, we have got Ricky. Ricky, you're doing so well, my love. Okay, what's happening to Pete? Pete, you're not doing very well. Spin him round, girl, spin him round. You've lost the limb, he's lost the limb. Oh my God. We've got one leg hanging on an ear. I think that's wrong. Pete, you've got an arm, you're not doing too badly. Alex, does he have blood in his tongue? I want to see blood in his tongue. Lick it. You love him. They're in love. They love each other. Mwah. We're into the game. You've got 15 seconds. Shoot as many ghosts as you can. Hold back. Ricky, go on. You want to get mucky. You're not a very fair gamer, are you? And it's coming down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the game is at finish point. And I am exhausted. I'm very bloodied up. Let's take a look at our gamers. It was a messy one, but Pete comes out on top with a ghost kill score of 4 over Ricky's measly 2.
Who's your daddy, Ricky?
Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy, Ricky?
Are you dirty enough yet?
I am very dirty.
It's time now for the competition.
So, Boof, what can we win tonight?
Tonight, Alex, you can win a Mila Miglia Fun Bundle.
And all you have to do is answer this crazy question. Hand it over.
It's a familiar scenario. You go out on a blind date when, lo and behold, you discover that your new acquaintance is in fact a flesh-eating zombie! You have nothing to defend yourself except a boiled sweetie, a paperclip, and a condom. What are you going to do? Best answer gets the loot.
Send us your answers via our website at www.falldata.com/bits.